We always pride how technology is advancing our future, but what we choose to ignore are the common side effects to this ever-growing feature.
People being consumed by technology, specifically cell phones. We live in a culture of distraction. You know, we live in this digital age where everybody's got to have a cell phone in front of them or something distracting them at all times. And this, I think, in my opinion, has led a lot of our culture to loneliness. And while we think that sometimes it connects us, it can also tear us apart. Loneliness is something I find is pretty present in our society, especially among like the younger generation, us college students. I think that we lack a certain intimacy in our conversations today, but I myself have had to step away from social medias at times. I myself have had to step away from just these different things that at times can drag us down. With intimacy, there's a certain amount of vulnerability that you have to have. And I think that while that can be scary, that's so essential, and that can totally make or break how we are, not only now and as a college student, but also in our careers to come.
The lack in intimate communication strips an individual of their confidence, oftentimes harming their chances in the real world.
Students are just, they're only on their phones all the time, and you see these reports about millennials and their relationship with technology over their real life face-to-face relationships. For certain people, that can be probably very freeing for them to find their people no matter where they are and build those connections. The issue is that there's certain professionalism that is no longer programmed into people. The niceties of the introduction, or being able to just do small talk and work a room when you're networking. And those things are really important when you're wanting to meet people or go to the conferences of some career that you really want to make those connections. A percentage of students who really live and die through their phone, that connection, and it's very hard for them to be away from that, to form these true connections face-to-face, or be able to feel comfortable in that small talk environment. It's a really necessary skill in this, in this age where these relationships matter.
I think that technology and social media makes it a lot harder for us to go out into the world after college. Not used to the eye contact, the communication, and the formal atmosphere of an interview. The generations that are giving the interviewing you, they didn't grow up with technology, so they expect a lot more from you.
The idea of always having a phone doesn't just create a sense of comfort, but it also can put pressure on the individual.
It's statistically raising anxiety levels and everything in students and younger kids too. It's like you always feel like you have to have your phone, you always feel like you have to be communicating with people, and you don't, but it's very hard to break that habit.
Personally, I think that as someone who kind of deals with social anxiety, it makes it even worse because I have these preconceived ideas of what people are going to be like and kind of how I view them and how they should view me, and when I see them in person, I don't know how to talk to them, especially if I've communicated with them through social media or we like each other's pictures or whatever. It definitely makes it harder because no one is really how they seem online.
I think that we're starting to lose the way that we keep our memories and the way we interact with people, because everything we do or say over text or email or anything can be analyzed in a million ways.